Let's try this again. If you haven't guessed it already by the look of the screen, we are playing the Stanley Parable. I've heard only good things about this game. As soon as we stop getting the little spinning wheel of death, we will go ahead and jump into it. But there we go. Nice. Maybe that's just my cursor. Interesting. I'm actually pretty excited. I have seen some gameplay of this, but I haven't actually played it.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building.
I'm going to increase that volume a little bit for you guys. There you go.
Where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I can play. I can look around. I am alive. The voice acting is amazing. That is a beautiful voice this gentleman has. Oh, I can move. Okay, WASD. Can I still type? Can I sit down and type? Is it an interact button? No. Get my sleeves up. No jump button either, okay. It probably says I hate Mondays or something like that. I can't tell. Okay, let's go. 428, 429. There's no employees in these rooms.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Okay. What I am aware about this game is you can kind of go against the, what would you call him? The voice. You can kind of go against it, and he'll get sassy. We might push his buttons. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It depends on how I'm feeling. 420. Hey, blaze it. Let me in. Okay, never mind.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Let me actually drink it in, bruh. Stanley, you got no coins? You broke? I get it. What time is it?
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room.
Almost 12.
A room so utterly captivating that even
No.
though all your
Yeah.
co-workers have
11:30.
mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
And a clock.
Really worth it.
$1.25. Man.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
I'm going to try to read this. I'm probably not going to succeed, but we'll find out. Journal.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
I can't read that. The first word there is definitely journal. And then something, I think lounge, day 73, perhaps? No, I can't read that. But there is paper here that has a possibility of being read. 5th Annual Subcommittee Meeting of Internal Revenue Analysis for Committees of the Royal Revenue Discussions Club. No girls. What? Looking for clues. What is this place? A paper company?
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Jeez, Carmen, you scared me. Oof. This place? Wait, you said...
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop. One thing that's a little annoying is that the doors close afterwards, so even if I just wanted to explore and then go back to the way it's supposed to be, I couldn't. Warning, do not jump off the cargo lift while it's in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. So is it 6,000 or just 5,000?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Oh, I have to start all the way over?
His co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Maybe this way I can go the right way. Oops. In this fashion, I'll go through the left door.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Where's the projector? Oh, there you are, buddy. Let's see. What do people want? Things. Happy feelings? Mike James, you are fired. Oh my god. Money. More money. Things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs? Graphs about things plus money. And money. Graphs about things and money. They're onto something. We have our new product. That's fuck. 11%. The stock market is somewhere here. Telephone directory. Colored in segment. Stripes. Is that pie? Requires more secondary research. Oh my goodness. What is hot? Target demograph. Teenagers. Profits. Question mark. Bi-quarterly post-review review. We need We need more scribbled out. We need less reviews. 402 plus 405 want to get rid of the death sport portion in the primary review schedule, but I think that's a stupid idea. More water coolers, more water cooler heaters. Charts need to be more hip to appeal to teenage demographic. Finding teenagers to put in teenage demographic. Big net, some sort of child trap. What? Teenagers, size of demographic. What? Space between the teenagers. A lot of percent. Throw something in the ideas bin. No more bins. Trash cans. Renaming of the ideas bin. Firing of me. Okay. Whoa. Whoa. Better safe than profits. Business club. Rule 1. This is so detailed. I'm not going to look at all this stuff. I'll try not to bore you guys with all this, but I'm soaking this in. Targets. Push for funding for R&D of new coffee machine. Standard. What? Graphs. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Wait. There's a broom closet? Chris?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Chris, I know you're in here.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet.
What have you done with Chris?
No reason to still be here.
Where's Chris? Christopher. Christian.
It was baffling that Stanley was
Chrysanthemum.
sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way.
You got my boy Chris. Hold up.
He was literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
What's FA mean?
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing
I figured
nothing?
it out.
Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
No. Bro, you have my boy Chris. It said he was in the broom closet. This is the broom closet.
You realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
And I'm going to stay here.
Thought to mention it.
Maybe I'm Chris. I'm not Stanley.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Is he going to get upset?
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Jeez. I mean...
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard.
Oh my
Well, in a
goodness.
situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
The narrative is awesome, though. I will say it for sure, hands down. I also love the words, the word choice, really good. Indicative. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a slut for words. So like, if you throw an indicative at me, yeah, it's good. That's nice. Do you think I outlasted him? Do you think I could actually reach a broom closet ending? There's only one broom in here too. It's a broom closet, right? You'd anticipate there'd be more than one broom instead of a broom closet. Also, where is Chris? What have you done with him? I'm looking at the light because it's the only thing that's up and around, but technically it's a voice that can come from anywhere. You know that feeling of like when you're making progress on something and you feel like if you stop making progress, it was just like a minute more and you would have hit it? That's how I feel like right now. Like if I leave now, I'll never know if there is a broom closet ending. I'll never know. But if I leave now, I know there's stuff to progress and that I know there's more. But the broom closet ending, I'll never know if there was one. Alright, Chris, I'm sorry. Maybe you did make your escape. I'm going through.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job.
We have a wife?
All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
The end. Okay, well that's one ending.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers.
Ain't no broom closet.
By himself, and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first
yes,
open door on his left.
this room. This is new.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
You're kidding, right? You see this? You see this red button? I can't not click it. Woo! You telling me you see that red button, you're not gonna click it?
Stanley didn't want to go back to the office.
Ain't no
he
way.
wanted to wander about
You're
and get
lying.
even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Alright, cool. Let's go left.
Oh, no.
Oh.
No, it's to the right. My mistake.
I got jump scared by a door.
No, no,
Bro.
no, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Nice.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
What? Oh, okay. Oh, I know this story. Do you have candy for me? Okay, wrong story. Oh, jeez. Is that me? That one's not me, but that one over there.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not
I
supposed
can't
to
tell.
be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to oh.
That one.
Who am I kidding?
You can't see where I'm pointing.
It's all rubbish now.
The blue
Whole
one.
Story completely unusable. How about rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
What?
And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, hmm? Okay.
No.
From the top.
This is progress. Okay. Okay, let's try again. Come on, let's go.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I could easily spend hours playing this game.
When Stanley... Wait, what?
What?
No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
I didn't touch
Did you
anything.
move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Oh my. Can I go? What's the point of... Is that where I came from? No, that's where I came from. What? Okay, whatever. I'm lost. Immediately, I'm just lost. Inner guilt. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows what you did. They're just holding back to let you torture yourself. Oh, that's kind.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
Don't do it.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot.
Don't
Why
do it.
not?
Don't do it. I was having fun.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Something in me always wants to try the doors.
Okay, yeah,
Oh, whoa.
it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
What if the door's invisible? Do you think about that? Okay, never mind. For 20A. Okay, sorry. You have to.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
I don't like that voice, man. What are you gonna do to me?
No, wait.
Whoa.
Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Okay. Oof. Oh no.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
Yes!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
I appreciate it.
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
Oof.
Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay?
Uh-oh.
I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Here we go again.
All right, I've got a solution.
Oh my
This
gosh.
time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable adventure line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
But you know, wait. But we went through there. That's not the right way. That's not the right way. It's this way. And there's the two doors that aren't there.
No,
Okay.
no, I'm done. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
Okay, buddy. I really love the ambience changes.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Okay. Well. Hey! Where are we going?
Cut the music.
Oof.
Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Yes, yes, it is green. It has leaves. He's buying time. He's buying time.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No, no. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right?
Wait,
the
what?
story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Hey Siri. What is the definition of parable?
Parable means a simple story used to illustrate a moral or spiritual lesson, as told by Jesus in the Gospels.
So it is a simple story used to illustrate a moral or spiritual lesson. Technically, we have found the parable. Whoa. Ah, back here.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
No. No. What if I just wanted to click my computer, you know?
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Oh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Where? What? Oh, okay. Yeah, let's go. Sounds good, buddy.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Godzilla. Giant lizard.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley,
How'd you...
I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Don't acknowledge it. Ah. Progress.
Ah, a choice.
Yellow.
We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a
Oh,
minute.
jeez.
Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going?
Hear me
Since
out.
the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one.
Yes.
Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
The only reason I was going to say right is because the handle is inverted. And if we're going for the reverse, then we should go backwards. Inverted as in it's on the left instead of the other right. But, you know, I don't know. That's like you said, logic. Let's go! The confusion ending. Oh no.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times?
What? Where?
That's really how all this goes?
Oh, I see the
all
red marks.
Determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again.
After a long time,
Am
I just
just
die.
supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule?
The confusion.
How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay.
He's going to restart
Now
it.
just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime,
That wasn't me, in case you're wondering. I did not do anything. Now, it says he forgot about the restarts, the prior restarts on the 5th one. Let's see if it'll follow the schedule of the confusion ending, like I said on that board.
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Or did it work? I don't know. I don't know what to think.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Just had a thought. Wait. Where's the, Ah, bollocks. Bollocks means testicles, by the way. Didn't know that. I say it a lot. Didn't know that. I do know that. Oh, don't. Okay. Yeah, let's go this way. Last time I jumped off.
So bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please. What? Really?
Yes.
In the middle of something, do you have zero consideration for others?
Yes.
Convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
Let me out of
Give
here.
me a chance.
Yes. What's this thing with 3s and B's? Or is it a B? I don't know. Warning, do not stand on this side of the fence. Oh, crap. Guys, help me. I can't. See, these look like actual B's this time. Like they're supposed to be B's. Like this is 2nd floor or something like that. But then
Now
should be
listen
an F.
carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Heads is red, tails is blue. Hey Siri, flip a coin. Tails. Siri has spoken.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Hey Siri, flip a coin. Heads.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
No, thank you. No, thank you. You can put that away. No, thank you. Is that closed? Doesn't. I quite like going in circles. I'm a fan of NASCAR. Do you see that? It's just black. I don't think that's what death looks like, but I know it's pretty similar. So, I'm hesitant to trust you. I can't even throw anything in there. Man. I want to try this door over here.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
I'm gonna give him this moment. I feel like he deserves it. Oh, cool. But he has to know that we will go down those steps. This reminds me of the Windows screensavers. All right, bud. I've had my fill. My human brain needs more dopamine.
No, wait. Where are you going? Right. Where were we?
If Green was happy, what's this? I feel kind of bad if I leave, but because he's gonna judge my leaving based on how cruddy this next place looks, or maybe not. I don't know.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Why would I die? Oh! Oh! There, I'll give him another little dosage. Just another little dosage.
Good, good. It won't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
I ain't promising nothing. But I will give you this moment. If you give me another color, you'll buy yourself another 2.5 minutes. It's not quite what I wanted. It's pretty.
No. What do we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here. You heard me before, didn't you? You will die. What about this isn't getting through to you? You are going to stay here, aren't you?
I feel bad now. I'm just playing with him. Alright, let's go. I'm sorry, but that's no way to live. Inside your comfort zone.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Do I give him one last chance?
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
I'm thinking about it. What I strive to do here is to end a cycle and hope that there is a future in a new playthrough. And so, one small step. Two, technically.
No! Oh,
I'm alive.
thank God. You lived. No. No, no, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Stop me. Stop me, voice.
Stanley?
Jeez.
Let's go back to the other room. My God. Is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be... Yes. Perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about. I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you? No, perhaps not.
I just want to progress now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, narrator. I'm sorry. That's your name, by the way. I'm naming you that. I'm naming you narrator, which is just your title. And, yeah, we're just gonna go.
Maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along.
That hurts.
But I guess that was too much to ask.
I'm sorry.
It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry.
It's yours. Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Oh god, that one hurts so bad. Play with my heart like that.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
You know what?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Make sure you slide a slick blue graphic in the header and throw some bevel on all the text. Everyone is unique. You, most of all. Come on, one more slide. Number of slides on the slide. Slides, charts, charts, and slides. Nice. Yes.
Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
You know, it's important each day to take 3 calming breaths. And for lack of, well, anything in this room, I'm going to take this time to have those 3 calming breaths. So if you want to join me, by all means. That was nice. But he hasn't said anything, so we're progressing. But I want him to.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I don't remember what happens when we go downstairs, but we'll go up. Thank you for taking a breath with me, if you did so. If not, that's fine. Next time. Next time. Executive bathroom. Let me in there. I have to know if it's gold. It's fine. Wow, this is cool. Oh, it's a nice chair. Where'd it go? Hi, chair. Does the ceiling get bigger? Higher? More ceiling? Is that 2 floors condensed into 1?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
I wonder if there's different codes.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Excuse me? Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna try different codes with that one. We'll see. Oh, briefcase. How did that cover up that? Kind of creepy. Okay, let's go. Hey. Hey, yes, I did get it to work. It fought me. Not tooth and nail, though. More like just tooth, no nail. Actually, just nail, no tooth. But the nail broke.
Into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
His voice is so soothing and smooth, it's making me tired. I'm not bored. I'm exhausted. It's different. You're glad. Oh, nice.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
If light is on, call exit 914 immediately. I'll keep that in mind. Mind control facility. Escape. I am forced to make a decision. My survival instincts tell me that I should probably listen to the carry on.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Don't excite me.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
So really nothing. God damn it. Oh, okay, good. This is a roller coaster?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, it reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Spin reel. Aw.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. What? Did you just get a narrator overhaul?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
I think he got fired. Whoa.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same.
Whoa, look
Do
at
you
this.
see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Office layout. The blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the two doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development though the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. Alright, let's see. This is our map, so to speak. Nice. Corridor. Or why is my voice cracking? Filing cabinets. Office computers. Solitaire. Come back. No. I wanted to play. Oh, bollocks. Oh. Ah. Okay. The office. Button sounds. Pretty. Credits. Thank you guys for making an awesome game. It didn't give me a choice to make, so I made one myself. Maintenance room. Maintenance room is creepy. I love it. That button is awesome. Warzone. I'll just read this for you in case you don't want to do the heavy work. Warzone. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpret it as making fun of the people who like shooters, which was not our intention. I think that would be awesome, but I digress. These are screenshots of the Stanley Parable HD remix. More endings, fewer endings, more narrators, fewer narrators, more Stanley, less Stanley. The point of the Stanley Parable HD remix is to win. Am I going crazy? Maybe isn't the same image. Was that clock there before? I don't remember. How do I go back? Can you check for me? The point of the Stanley Parable HD remix is to lose. Larger. Words. This can't see the images because of all this text. If someone could just get rid of the text, maybe then I could see what the game is about. Greenlight. In September 2012, we submitted the Stanley Parable to Greenlight, Valve's process of approving games for Steam. The Greenlight page had only a series of cryptic photos, which were still enough to win the community's approval. No way. This is what they won it with? That's sick. Here, clicking. From Pixel Sith, subject. Oh, from like Harris, subject question. Hi, Mr. Narrator Guy. I have a question for you, sir, and it is: what is your message for today? Sincerely, Harris. Sent from my iPad. Narrator emails. After the second trailer we asked people to email a narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use these in further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of those emails. There's a skeleton inside of you. How do you make a JRPG? How do you make the worst game ever? What is the difference between a duck? What is the difference between a duck? Oh God. I found my new nightmare. I have no idea. But I will think on that for many years to come. Did they really make remixes of the Office Space for Stanley? I see they condensed it down to the one monitor. Yeah, I think they took that one. So this is like a museum for Stanley Parable. Oh, that's lovely. Monitor room elevator. For a time, the elevator in the monitor room could go up or down, with freedom above and countdown below. We abandoned this when players found it too difficult to remember what was up and what was down, and placed the two endings together instead. What? I don't want to finish it yet. I'm still enjoying my time. I feel like a little kid again. Don't take this away from me. The game is now paused. Begin the game again, resume the game options, return to menu. Escape menu. For a long time, we had an ending that only ended when the player restarted from the escape room. Unfortunately, very few players realized this is what they were supposed to do, which was frustrating for everyone. That makes sense. Speaking of, begin the game again, resume the game, quit to menu, options, audio, video, keyboard, mouse, extras. I wonder if there's a ending in extras, perhaps, or somewhere else. Zending. This screenshot depicts an early version of the ending known as the Zending, which was eventually cut and merged with another part of the game. That looks fun. I don't know what's happening. Zending levers. These levers were originally a part of the Zending. The player would pull a lever, and the narrator would describe what color lever they had pulled. I see that is no longer the case. Trailers. We ran 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game's development, each meant to convey something about the spirit of the game. This is the first one, released in May 2012. It features a series of broken rooms and the voice of the narrator informing viewers that he is preparing a new version of the Stanley Parable. Pretty cool. Meeting room. One option, two option, one option for vent. Oh, this is the different routes. Maintenance layout. The flow of hallways following the first two doors was important to get right, since players will replay them so many times. Yeah, that's true. I've already experienced that. We discussed a number of designs, but ultimately it was the simplest version that won out. Which is... oh, probably the first one. Yeah, probably the first one. Okay, I've had my fill. We can leave now. If I figure out how to. That looks right. Yeah, this looks right. Okay, cool. I have terrible sense of direction, so getting lost is a very real and
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
I can still do it. Fine, you win.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I've already been playing for an hour and 12 minutes.
When
Nice.
Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley
come on!
decided to go up to his boss's office.
Give
hoping he
me
might
my
find an
broom
answer
closet.
there.
I will have my broom. Chris is in there. I know.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley could, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
So essentially we're doing the exact same thing, except we will go ahead and trust the narrator. Not me, him. Creepy.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Oh, I know where this is. We've been up there so many times. Now we're down here.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
We're 427, aren't we? 3s, 4s, 427. There it is. Oh yeah, there's our room. Dead center. If you can spot it. Right there. I can't point at it for you, so I apologize, but it's right there. Okay. Now what? What's that say?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Ooh.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Whoa, this
For
is cool.
He would dismantle the controls once and for all.
What's up there? What if I wanted to control everybody? Is that not an option? Is being the hero the only way? I suppose that's too much to ask for. I can't press the big red button? Are you kidding me? You're gonna hold me back like that? Okay, let's go where it wants us to. What's this? Number 5. Where's 1, 2, and 3? Did I miss him? Must have. Can't read that. Mind control idle, awaiting input.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted?
Yes.
Control?
Yes.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go. Turn the controls off. and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
Oh,
In the
God.
event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
I want to control people.
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten?
That's broken.
One solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley.
He's breaking.
You're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge.
Where's 3?
It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
Where's 3?
Take a look at the clock, Stanley.
I refuse.
That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces.
Goes hard.
Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Oh. Did I die? Could it be? No. Surely not me.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Okay. It's been an hour and 24 minutes of playing the Stanley Parable. I am going to call it quits. It was fun. I really enjoyed it. Never played this game before. It's definitely unique, and I don't say that lightly. It's it's very fun. The narration actually kind of reminds me of there's another game. It's an action game though, where the narrator is like paramount to it being like awesome. And I'm trying to remember what it's called. and it's escaping me. It's about a kid who has like white hair. He has a bunch of tools and weapons and stuff like that. And the narrator just sounds so badass. In fact, I'm gonna look it up real fast just so I can figure out what it was, because it's gonna bother me if I don't, and I have to. Let's see. I think it started with a B. Bastion. It was Bastion. 100%. It was Bastion. Yep, it was Bastion. Really cool game as well. Highly recommend checking it out. I might even do a playthrough of that game. It's pretty, I'm not going to say easy, but it's straightforward. It's not too tough. But I'll catch you guys next time. I'll definitely upload this. You take care. Love you guys. Bye.